Hi everyone, I'm China Pace, a young adult fantasy author, and to kick off my Authortube channel, I thought I would do the Authortube Newbie Tag. So here we go. Question number 1. How did you find out about Authortube? Well, I actually found out about Authortube through Alexa Dunn about 2 years ago when I first started becoming interested in the publishing industry and really trying to see my writing as a professional venture and going in that direction of publishing. So yeah, Alexa Dunn's channel was the first one for me to discover, and she's got a lot of great tips on her channel, so I would definitely recommend her. The question number 2, what genres do you write in? I primarily write in young adult fantasy, in particular the paranormal urban fantasy subgenre, but my books tend to be a mashup of all sorts of things. There's elements of horror, mythology, mystery, magical realism, all kind of stuff. But in general, paranormal, urban type fantasy. And I'm also about to start writing my new series, which is a portal fantasy with Celtic mythology, fairies, and all that good stuff. Okay, so question number 3. What is your preferred writing tense, point of view, and category of story? My preferred writing tense is probably past tense. I have tried writing a story in present tense because I like to read present tense. You know, books like Divergent. For some reason I can't think of it anymore. But I do like to read present tense. So I have tried writing a book in present tense and it just wasn't for me. I kept switching back to past tense and it wasn't good. So I definitely prefer past tense. Point of view, I would say first person. I just like how first person gives you that sort of personal connection with the main character, and by allowing the reader into their head, I just like it. I like reading first person and I like writing first person. And category of story would be young adult, but I also love middle grade. Okay, question number 4. Are you a plotter, pantser, or plantser? Well, I would consider myself a plantser because I do a lot of outlining and planning, but a lot of the time while I'm writing my books, I don't really know what's going to happen next. So it's like a mix of the two, I would say, yeah. Okay, number 5. Are you a self-published, published, or yet to be published? I am a self-published author. 2 books out, Sweet Nightmares and Bitter Dreams of the Dream World Chronicles. Okay, 6. What publishing company, literary agent, and or printing company are you represented by or use? I don't know, I guess myself, because I'm self-published. So printing company, I would guess Amazon KDP. Yeah, that one's kind of hard because I'm self-published. Okay, question number 7. What Authortube related videos can we expect to find on your channel? Okay, this one I'm excited about. So, for me, first of all, I want my Authortube channel to be a bit like my blog and my podcast, the Joyful Writer Podcast. And by that I mean I really wanted to focus on like writing pep talks and motivation and encouragement for authors, because that is always what helps me the most when it comes to getting words on the page and really enjoying my writing journey. And I'm all about enjoying the writing journey. So I like to blog about this and make podcast episodes about this because it's something I'm really passionate about. It's just helping authors find joy in their process and just give authors some much needed encouragement. I mean, we really need it because writing is hard. But aside from that, I would also like to do writing tips, publishing tips. I'm really early in my publishing journey, so it would be like as I learn, like as I go along in this fun and complicated world, just sharing some things that have helped me and some things I've learned. I'd also like to do book reviews, talk about some of my favorite books and things I'm currently reading. Pretty much just a mashup of all kinds of cool stuff. Question number 8. When did you first start writing? I started writing, as far as my memory goes, I first started writing when I was 6. It could have been earlier than that, but 6 is like the earliest memory I have of writing. So, and I would write short stories, and when I was younger I used to write poetry and like song lyrics. I don't do that anymore, but yeah, so since I was about 6, maybe earlier, is when I started writing. Question number 9. What was the first story you ever wrote? Okay, coming back to my 6-year-old writing self. So again, I don't know if this is the first, but it's the first one that really stands out in my memory. It was, I was really big into Nancy Drew books and like children's mysteries and that type of thing. So my first story when I was 6 years old was about a poisoned petunia. And this petunia was like trying to kill this old lady and poison her. And there was this girl detective. And I think I gave her a really strange name. Her name was like Melanie Portion or something. It was a really weird name. And she was this detective, and she had to save the lady from this poisoned petunia. And yeah, I distinctly remember writing it at the computer and then printing it out and showing it to like my grandparents and everything. So that's what I consider my first story I ever wrote. Number 10. What authors have inspired your writing the most? Okay, first and foremost is Ray Bradbury. I can't even explain how much I love Ray Bradbury. When I discovered his books, it was like, it felt like discovering a kindred spirit and like the kind of writer I hope to be in the future, all in one person. I love his stories, I love his themes, I love his writing style. His writing style is probably my favorite writing style ever. It's definitely the kind of writing style that I would love to cultivate as I go on in this journey. So Ray Bradbury for sure. I would also say J.K. Rowling, because I think the way she created her entire world, the entire Harry Potter wizard universe, and how she knew it so well is really inspiring. And I would also say Agatha Christie, because I just love Agatha Christie. I mean, And Then There Were None is my favorite book of all time. So, okay, question number 11. Do you schedule your writing sessions or simply get to writing whenever you can find the time? Well, for me, I try to write every day. I usually get up around 5 a.m. and I'm usually at the computer somewhere between 5:30 and 6. But I don't really schedule it. That's kind of just how it happens. I mean, I do deliberately get up early because I'm a morning person and I tend to work better in the morning, so I try to get up early and do it. But I also write a lot throughout the afternoon and the evening, so I don't really have a set in stone schedule. It's basically just I write a little bit every day whenever I can or want to, usually in the morning. So, question number 12. Do you type on a computer, typewriter, write everything out by hand, or use a blend of those? And where do you write in general? Okay, for the first part of this question, I definitely do a blend. I do primarily all my writing on my laptop, but I would say like 40% is handwritten. All my outlines and story notes are always handwritten. I have a binder that I put all my notes in, and I always write those by hand. And then sometimes I also will write scenes and certain chapters by hand, so it's definitely a mix. And then I also have a typewriter, and I use that as well, but not as often. So yeah, a mix. And then, where do I write in general? I usually write on the couch in my room. I also write on the bed. I write at my desk. I write at the kitchen table. Pretty much everywhere. But in general, at my couch, because that's the most comfortable for me. Okay, and question number 13, and this is also the last question. Okay, what are you most looking forward to now that you're a part of Authortube? I'm really looking forward to, first of all, just getting into this community. I've been watching Authortube videos myself for a really long time, and all my favorite Authortubers are like, I see them as like my extended family. So I'd really like to foster that kind of relationship with other writers like myself. I also just really want to encourage writers. I feel like there is a lot of information out there, tips and tricks, and a lot of stuff related to craft and business, and all of those things are absolutely important and good. But I want to focus more on the emotional aspects of writing and on finding joy and cultivating a positive writer mindset, because that is really what has kept me writing so long, and what continues to help me every single day is positivity and joy around my writing process, and pep talks, motivation, all that good stuff. So yeah, I really just want to cultivate some good friendships and help other writers like myself, and also learn as much as I can. I'm still really in the beginning stages of this awesome journey, and I can't wait to continue it and learn more. Okay everyone, that was my Authortube Newbie Tag. I hope you enjoyed it. It was actually really fun going through all the questions. And I'll see you on the next video, so stay tuned and be sure to subscribe. Thank you, bye!